And so the first one is, if I request something, it shows that I'm weak. If I request something, it shows that I'm weak. That's irrational. That's destructive. Now take a moment and restructure it into a healthy statement. All right, you've had a minute to restructure that one. So let's move on to the next one. If they say no, I'll be devastated. If they say no, I'll be devastated. So, how can you restructure that into a logical, healthy statement? All right, we'll do the next one. I don't deserve to get what I ask for. I don't deserve to get what I ask for. So restructure that statement. All right, the next one is, I have to be sure a person is going to say yes before I ask for something. I have to be sure a person is going to say yes before I ask something. So restructure that. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is coping statements, right? So basically, what you can reframe destructive thoughts. Then you can come up with coping statements for totally replacing them, right? And so these are short, simple, direct phrases that validate you as an individual, that validate your humanity, right? And so, such as, I believe in myself, right? Imagine if you told yourself every day that you believe in yourself and you said that multiple times a day. These statements work because they offer you an alternative, positive thought to replace a negative, destructive thought, right? So imagine if you say, I feel hopeless, or you tell yourself, I believe in myself. Which one do you think is going to be the better for you long term, mentally, physically, spiritually, in recovery, right? It's going to be, I believe in myself, the positive things, right? We want to share, we want to tell ourselves more positive things than we ever do negative things, right? And so you want to come up with just a coping statement for yourself for whatever situation you're going through, right? And so here's a list of different coping statements. I am a worthwhile and deserving person. I am worthy of love. I love and accept myself. I am safe and always feel protected. I am unique and loving, loved and free. I am acceptable just because I'm a human being. I am healthy in all aspects of my being. Only I decide what success means to me. I accept my feelings and manage them effectively. I alone am responsible for my choices. I am successful in many ways. I have the power to forgive myself for past mistakes. I can set my own boundaries. I deserve support, and it's perfectly all right to ask for it. I am filled with energy to do all the daily activities of my life. I am at peace with those around me. I express anger in appropriate ways. I am free to be myself. I am responsible for my life. I am at one with myself. I can trust my perceptions. I overcome obstacles to reach my goals. Each mistake I make is an opportunity to learn. My future begins now. Imagine you just simply use these coping skills to replace the destructive thoughts that you have in your life and the impact that it's going to be on your recovery, as well as the impact on learning to manage your anger. So now what I want you to do is think a thought about someone that you're not pleased with right now. And close your eyes. Now think of where the thought of that person comes from. Your thought doesn't come from outside of you. It comes from inside of you, doesn't it? Who is that thought really affecting? Is it affecting the other person, or is it affecting you? More than likely, it's really only affecting you. These types of thoughts can also be going on inside of your mind about yourself, as well as they can be quite unhealthy and self-sabotaging. For instance, when you get out of the shower and you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you look at? The good or the not so good stuff? A lot of us mostly look at the not so good. And who does that affect? When you think negative thoughts about you, it affects just you. So now that you see the impact of destructive thoughts, try the following exercise. Take any situation that comes to mind that you would like to fix in your current life. Think about that. What is a situation right now that you would like to fix in your current life? Over the next few days, I want you to kind of begin to practice these 3 steps and see if you notice a difference. Step 1, what thought do you have about your described situation? So what are the thought? What thought have you created about that situation? What could you begin to think differently about this thought. And then step 2, develop a healthier thought. So what is a healthier thought that you can think about that situation? And how can I think even better about this certain thought? And then step 3, my even better thought is what? Develop an even better thought. And then my final good thoughts are now going to be what? Now actively think step 3 when you're in your car, in the bathroom, on a walk, working out, take a break. Wherever you feel comfortable doing so, aim for 5 minutes thinking about step 3. And do this 3 times a day. You can't make changes without changing your thinking, so just do it. It is really that simple. All right, so here's the 3 steps again. Step 1 is, what thought do you have about your described situation? What could you begin to think differently about this thought? Step 2, what is a healthier thought that you can think? And how can I think even better about this certain thought? And step 3 is, my even better thought is what? Develop an even better thought. And then develop a final good thought is going to be what? So think about step 3. What is my even better thought? And what is my final good thought going to be? Think about that 3 times a day for 5 minutes. And that's all we have for today.